Hey there, welcome back to the Luke McLean Life podcast. Awesome to be here. Really excited for this episode. So, I've been fascinated and interested in, we want to create change, we want to grow, we want to achieve goals, we want to move forward, but often what stops or prevents that? I actually put a post on my Instagram stories is seriously what stops change from really happening, and not just short-term change, but sustained change. Like, you're here, you want to be there, there's a gap. How do we close the gap and keep the gap closed? And it was funny, it was really interesting. I'm looking at it right now, and the majority of people, answered, and I'll show you what it said. It sort of went through this way. Seriously, what prevents you from creating and sustaining change? And I had 4 responses: fear, systems and process, support and accountability, too busy, my cup's already full. Too busy, my cup's already full was at 67%. I was talking to a client of mine, a senior leader who works a lot, works with lots of serious people, doing a lot of people leadership over a lot of different people. Like, we're talking hundreds of different people. And one thing we were looking at is, why am I not getting traction? Why is the stuff that we want to get done not getting done? And we sort of spoke about it. And one of the things I suggested was, are people already at capacity? Are people already, is their bucket, if you imagine the bucket of life, of all the stuff you've got to do, the thoughts, the feelings of busyness, just your calendar, that it's already at capacity. The bucket's already, full, if not spilling over. And spilling over means you're missing stuff. The stuff that you really want to get to, you can't get to because the bucket is literally already too full. So the day's already too busy. So what would mean that the bucket's overflowing? Well, that would look like, I want to get to the gym, but I haven't been able to get to the gym for 2 weeks because I've had meetings, or I've had the kids, and we've got, dinners, and we're going out, and everything's too much, and I haven't been able to get to the gym. I would love to get to the gym, but I can't get there because life is too busy. That is the visual of the bucket spilling over. The stuff that I would like to do, that actually, if I had the time, I would do it. So I think that's an interesting, thing to think about. And I love, when I work with clients, I talk in buckets. Like, how do we fill the bucket with the good stuff? The good quality, because not everything in your bucket is equal. If you're procrastinating, if you're distracted, if you are spending time and energy on things, projects, and people that are not aligned to your values, moving you forward to where you want to go, then that in your bucket is probably not what you want to be filling it with, or to have in there, and you've got to empty that out. Because things like your wellness, time with your kids, whatever else, other friends, other projects that are more meaningful right now in this season of your life, aren't able to enter the bucket or get any traction within the bucket, because you already got things and stuff in place that actually aren't as meaningful. So the idea of, how do we empty and let go of and underinvest in things that aren't aligned to you? Often we hold on to those things for too long. We're on a committee, or we're doing something, we're doing something with the kids. You know what? The kids don't really enjoy it as much anymore. It's lost its, zing. But we continue to do it because we're committed, and we don't say no. So we just give that 1 to 2 hours every week to that thing, and no one's getting anything from it. We've got to create a boundary, and we've got to learn to say no, because if we're investing in this, we're not investing in this. If we're saying yes to this, we've got to say no to that. So that's really important, I think, to understand when we start to look at our lives and what we want. So that takes us into today's action. And something I really love, and I use personally, is what I call choice points. So a choice point is an interesting thing, right? In our lives, we get choice. We get a decision we can make, an internal decision, often one that nobody sees, but we know it. So we've got a goal or a focus, something we want to get better at, Maybe it's how we want to show up in a meeting. Maybe it's something we want to commit to our wellness or a relationship. There's awareness of a shift or a change or an area of growth. But awareness is not action. It's the gateway or the door to action, because to act, to create change, it begins with awareness. But awareness itself, and I'll talk about this on and on, is not action. Reading a fitness magazine is awareness that I need to get fitter, awareness of how to get fitter, but it is not, a fitness magazine is not going to lose you any weight at all. It can help you get started, but it's not doing the job. It's the awareness to create action. And often what we're doing in this modern life is we're filling ourselves up with knowledge, information, not necessarily wisdom. And we've got so much awareness over so many things, but we don't have the capacity, the ability, the support, the tools to take action. So all we do is we listen to all these podcasts and we get all this information and we do nothing with it. But we spend a lot of time, a lot of investment. We say yes to awareness. We say yes to listening about these things, but we're saying no to acting because we're going to say yes to more awareness. So what we look at with what I call a choice point is we've got a goal or a focus. That's the beginning. So let's use, I've got this example that I'm going to put on social media today. The goal or focus is to increase fitness and lose weight. This is an easy one, but it could be to be more curious in meetings, right? To be more present with my kids, um, to live life with more gratitude, to talk more positively with my friends and less, and have less negativity in our conversations. Whatever your goal or focus is, that's cool, right? Just fill in the blank. I'm using fitness and weight loss today. So the analogy I'm using is there's a choice point, right? You're laying in bed and it's cold. This is to lose weight and get fitter, right? It's 6 a.m. It's cold, it's winter. You're laying in bed and you've got a choice point. The choice point is, do I stay in bed and pull the covers up? Do I get out of bed? We have these all the time in our lives. It's a choice point. Well, what are you going to do? Now, based on who you want to become, your identity, that's important. Who you want to become, the goal and focus, you then make the choice point to move forward or move away, right? To stay where you are or to get further ahead. That's your choice point. And we're filled with these choice points throughout the day. In the meeting, do I speak up and have a voice? Do I say nothing and get frustrated? Choice point. Do I allow phones to be at the table with the kids when we have dinner? Or do I say no phones? Choice point. Choice points are an interesting intersection because they're almost like a stepping stone towards actions that are habitual, right? Habits, for me, I don't have a choice point when I get up in the morning. I'm not laying in bed going, choice point, stay in bed, get up. I just get up, right? It's habitual. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not wasting any energy these days on the get up. Now, when I get up, it's pouring rain. Now, it's pouring rain and I'm a runner. There's a choice point then. Do I go out and run, right? Or do I go onto the wind train or do something else that's inside? That's a choice point. But getting up's not. And what we eventually want to do with the stuff that we want to embed and create and sustain is you go from a choice point to a habit. And the habit's non-negotiable. It just happens. There's no choice point to brush your teeth. You just brush your teeth. So that's the thing about today. So what I want you to do, and I've got a tool to do this, is think about one area of your life that's a goal or a focus. It might be wellness. It might be a relationship that you want to invest in. It might be something at work. And then understand what are the different choice points within creating that change or making that investment. And there will be some. Like it could be a little choice point of, do I pick up my phone and look at Instagram, or do I continue to focus and work? Choice point. So I'm going to put that into a tool, and I want you to think about the choice points that you've got and what's the choice you want to make. Put my phone in my drawer, I don't look at it, or I get my phone out. That's going to be a choice point, for instance. And then start to understand the 3 or 4 key choice points to create that change and start to embed it, and reflect and measure how you've gone in each day. Did I make the right choices? You won't always, but if you start to move forward on, 3 or 5 that you move you in the right direction one day, and then it's 4 and 5, and all of a sudden you string a few days of, what you're making the choices you want to move forward and create that change to achieve that goal. That's when we start to get traction. That's when it starts to see the action turn into outcome. Awareness, I want to create change. Action, start to move towards the change process. Outcome, the outcome of that change being actioned. And within that will be literally hundreds of different choice points. I always say, when I used to do wellness all the time, wellness is not one thing. Wellness is lots of little things done well. Poor health is lots of little things done poorly. And then if you've got average health, is a mixture of good small decisions and poor small decisions, and you meet halfway. You're not always going to make the awesome, perfect decision all the time, but when you're making more of them more regularly, and the ones that you make that are poor or not what you really want, you minimize them and find a better option, that starts to move you forward. So think about this, give the choice points exercise a go, see what you think, and see if you can move awareness to action and start to get those habits and those goals achieved step by step. Have a great week. Take care, and we'll keep talking.